Here at home, Sarasota County drivers top the list, but it's nothing to brag about. The county ranked tops in the state for the most deadly traffic accidents. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us with what the Sheriff's Office plans to do to cut down on that statistic. Marla, what's the plan?
Well, Scott, the plan is to have more law enforcement at 4 intersections in Sarasota County. Sheriff deputies will be out in numbers because the county is now ranked top 25 in the state for the most fatal crashes involving pedestrians and bicyclists. From now until next May, sheriff deputies will be focusing on 4 intersections by conducting what they call a high visibility enforcement. This means sheriff deputies will be out at those intersections and locations, keeping a close eye on the road and issuing tickets. Their aim is to help lower the amount of deadly crashes and protecting those who are most vulnerable road users, which are pedestrians and bicyclists. Now, these are the 4 intersections the sheriff's office will be focusing on: Bee Ridge and Beneva Road, Clark Road from Bronx Avenue to South Tamiami Trail, US 41 from Business US 41 to Jacaranda Boulevard, and Beneva Road to Bay Vista Street. Now, keep in mind, law enforcement will be in full force at these intersections looking to keep everyone safe. Drivers are encouraged to use road rules to buckle up and to avoid distracting driving, not only at these intersections, but across the county to help cut down on the number of fatal crashes. Scott?
All right, thank you, Marla. For the latest on First Alert traffic, breaking news, and your forecast, you can download our app. Go to your app store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Happening across Florida, those who abuse animals will now face harsher penalties under a new state law beginning next week. Ponce's Law is named after a 9-month-old Labrador Retriever puppy that was found beaten to death in Volusia County last year. Under the law, a judge will now have the power to bar someone convicted of animal cruelty from owning a pet. It also makes it more likely that an offender would go to jail and have a longer sentence.
I'm thrilled. I'm glad. I wish it was stiffer, but I'm glad that they're doing something.
And anything that we can do to keep people from doing that kind of thing to animals who are so defenseless.
Ponce's Law goes into effect this coming Monday, and it's just one of many new laws that will take effect Monday in Florida. Here's a look at some of the others. Workers' comp benefits will be expanded, now including firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and emergency medical technicians who suffer from PTSD. Another law will allow people who want to buy guns to use credit cards to pay for background checks. Another will allow deaf people to voluntarily identify themselves as hearing impaired when they register their vehicles. And penalties will increase to a 3rd-degree felony for people who trespass on airport property to hurt people or damage property. The Northport Police Department is growing. 5 new officers sworn in this morning. All 5 have previous law enforcement experience, in total about 60 years worth. So congratulations to new Northport officers Michael Baute, Paul Harvey, Jeremiah Syed, Nick Monahan, and Daniel Alex. Time now to get a check on our weather this morning this afternoon with meteorologist John Scalzi. I was going to say this morning it was, right after sunrise. It's just so nice and pleasant. Blue skies,
yeah.
Lower temperatures.
A couple of degrees lower, yeah, 1 or 2 to 3 degrees lower, depending on where you were. And just as I had a viewer comment this morning, called in and said, when that sun just rises and you start to get that little bit of a breeze in the morning, it just feels fantastic. It does. I mean, there's almost, I guess you can use your imagination, say a hint of fall in the air. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's going to feel anything but fall like this afternoon. Well, plenty of sunshine around, and even though the air is slightly drier, we still have enough moisture to make it feel kind of sticky in the afternoons. We'll see showers again today, but like yesterday, they'll be fewer in number, and generally in inland areas, the sea breeze moving inland really doesn't have that strong wind to push it back to the coast, so we don't get a lot of activity near the coast. The wind's actually kind of shifting in direction, kind of parallel the sea breeze front, if you will, as opposed to pushing it back to the coastline. Plus, a little bit of drier air limiting the number of storms that we get. Right now, there's not a whole lot of action on radar. Satellite, not a whole lot to see here either. There's pretty clear skies, blue skies out there right now. It's kind of nice. Local temperatures continue to climb with the sunshine that we have right now. Got 87 degrees in Sarasota, 86 in Bradenton. Inland temperatures about the same as coastal temperatures. And we'll top it out today similar to where we were yesterday with about a 20 to 30% chance of showers, I'd give it, as we head into the afternoon and evening. And daytime high temperature in the low 90s. Complete forecast coming up in just a few, Scott.
John, thank you. In a wide-ranging and rare solo press conference yesterday, President Trump was asked about today's hearing on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford, the woman who accuses him of sexual assault. He also used his time to dive into trade, Russia, North Korea, and China. ABC's Maggie Rulli reports from Washington.
The president talked for more than an hour, holding little back. After nearly 25 minutes answering questions on his embattled pick for the Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh, the president moved on, praising what he calls his administration's tremendous success in trade.
We're starting trade talks with Japan. Tremendous deal with South Korea. We're very well along the way with Mexico.
Then doubling down on his accusations that China is meddling in the upcoming midterm elections.
They would like to see me lose an election because they've never been challenged like this.
But still offering no proof.
We have evidence. It'll come out. Yeah, I can't tell you now, but it didn't come out of nowhere, that I can tell you.
The president's also using this rare news conference to once again denounce the Russia investigation.
Does anybody really believe that? It's a con job.
And claimed that before he became president, our country was almost at war with North Korea.
We've had many presidents who were unable to do anything at all, with North Korea. We now have a good relationship.
On another topic that could have implications on the Russia investigation, President Trump was asked if he plans to fire his Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein.
I would certainly prefer not doing that.
The president was supposed to meet with Rosenstein today, but with all of the attention swirling around his Supreme Court nominee right now, the president hinted he may postpone that meeting. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Allegiant Airlines celebrating a major milestone, and to celebrate, the airline making a big announcement to passengers at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport this morning.
We want to let you know that this entire flight is going to be refunded. Everyone is getting their money back.
That's a pretty good announcement to hear, right? Right before you get on your flight, Allegiant surprising passengers across the state today because it's celebrating 40 million passengers in and out of Florida since 2005. And those lucky travelers heading from SRQ to Pittsburgh now have some extra spending cash.
We feel great. So excited! We just won. Awesome.
We're thrilled. It's going to add to our vacation in Pittsburgh. We love Allegiant. We always fly Allegiant because it's close to home and flies directly to Pittsburgh, no layovers, and the price is always right.
And it makes the trip enjoyable as well. A little extra spending money.
Allegiant Airlines now has 7 destinations in Florida. Sarasota Bradenton International is its most recent one. An update now on a missing kangaroo who's been wandering through neighborhoods in South Florida. Storm was found safe this morning after hopping away from his owner's farm home in Jupiter on Monday, where 6 other kangaroos and other exotic animals live. Florida Fish and Wildlife officers using drones and a canine to track down the wayward kangaroo. Not sure yet how they caught him, but they did. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the alarming number of flu deaths last year and how to protect yourself as this year's season approaches. Why answering your work emails from home can adversely affect your home life. The story coming up.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I am looking for a fair process, a process where I can defend my integrity and clear my name.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh appears before the Senate Judiciary Committee yet again, as well as one of the growing number of women accusing him of sexual misconduct. What can we expect? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll discuss at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, temperature responding to all of the heating that we've got out there. 87 degrees the air temperature. Dew points are a little bit less than they were 24 hours ago at 73. So it feels a little more comfortable out there. It's still going to be steamy. There's still plenty of moisture in the air. Dew points in the 70s. Feels sticky. But at least it's not 75 or 76 or 78 degrees, which is what we have had. So that's kind of nice. South-southeast wind coming in at about 6. Again, the more southerly that wind is, the more likely our showers and thunderstorms are to kind of ride parallel to the sea breeze front in inland areas mostly. This afternoon, I think we have about a 30% chance of seeing some of those showers around, similar to what we saw yesterday, but maybe even a few less storms around than we saw yesterday. And yesterday we saw less than we saw the day before. And as we head into the weekend, we may trim it down to even one of the days not even seeing any showers because of this drier air that's moved in. About a 30% chance continuing on till the evening hours. A few storms may work their way closer to the coastline, bringing a little bit of rainfall to the coast. But otherwise, I think we're spending a mostly dry overnight with mostly clear skies. Radar right now quiet. Even the southern tip of the state all the way down to Miami, not seeing any showers along the coastline. We had a few earlier on this morning, but things have really quieted down as that dry air continues to pour in. Satellite view shows, hardly a cloud in the sky across the peninsula, at least the southern half of the peninsula, so plenty of sunshine to work with out there, and that will continue to be the case. You can see this dry air mass, which is indicated here by the tan colorizations on our water vapor imagery. That's a snapshot from space of the water that's contained in the air at mid and upper levels. The turquoise colors are the high moisture content air down to the south, up to the north. The dry air by the tan contour, and you can kind of make out this kind of rotation around the area of high pressure out in the Atlantic. That's just kind of spinning that dry air right back into the peninsula, lowering our rain chances for probably the next 2 or 3 days. That high pressure ridge will actually expand across the area, and the frontal boundary located back to the west is stationary. And despite the fact that there is some cold air back behind it, we're not going to get a whole lot of that around here. High pressure is anchored in place and easterly wind continues. A few showers build mostly in the southern tip of the state, I think, and then move closer to the coast with time. This is kind of a situation where that high pressure is just not going to move a whole lot for about 4 or 5 days. So mostly sunny skies, a few late day storms perhaps, and calm in the tropics in terms of any kind of weather that may impact the state of Florida. We do have storms out there, but they're really not bothering us all that much. Futurecast shows a few showers building in inland areas by around 3 o'clock late in the day, and I think if we do get showers, they will be late in the day, late in the afternoon and into the evening, and they will be mostly in inland areas. They'll kind of ride along that CB front. A few may make their way closer to the coast, and then everything dies down as we head into the evening and overnight. For boating today, a southwest wind at about 10 knots, becoming more westerly at about 5. Forecast calling for 2-foot seas and a light chop on bay and inland waters. We had a low tide. High tide comes at 2:50. By the way, check this out. Sunrise, sunset. Both of them at 7:21. The fall equinox, we'll talk about that as being equal parts night and day. That's over the equator. For us, our equal parts of night and day come today, actually. So we look at the extended range forecast, and it calls for about a 30% chance of showers today. We'll reduce that even more tomorrow. Might eliminate it for one of the days over the weekend, probably Saturday, then start to trend it back up as we head into next work week. Scott?
John, thank you. An update now to that urgent search for a missing boy with special needs in North Carolina. Police now releasing 911 calls from the day of his disappearance. ABC's Steve Osunsami is in Gastonia, North Carolina with the latest.
They're looking inside manholes, sewers, and storm drains for the 6-year-old diagnosed with autism who vanished nearly a week ago. They have dogs searching the shoreline of a lake they continue to drain this morning, and they were searching this landfill again, about 9 miles north of the park where Maddox Rich went missing.
It's been torture. I'm not eating, not sleeping. I'm just worried about getting my little boy back.
His father joined police at a briefing to explain how he lost the child Saturday at this park west of Charlotte. Ian Rich was there with a woman police are refusing to identify. He says his son went chasing after a jogger and he couldn't keep up with him because of a medical condition that makes it difficult for the young father to run.
I couldn't catch up with him. I feel guilt for letting him get so far ahead of me before I started running after him.
Police are releasing the 911 calls. You hear witnesses say they too helped the father search.
You said for 30 to 40 minutes.
It's been almost an hour now. We searched everywhere.
The park employee who made that call says that when the boy's mother arrived, she was hysterical.
She got out of the car, and, of course, I know one of the sheriff had to kind of calm her.
Families are holding vigils here day and night, praying they find the boy alive.
Steve Osunsami reporting there. Well, last flu season was the deadliest in 4 decades. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 80,000 Americans died of flu and its complications last winter. In previous seasons, flu-related deaths have ranged from about 12,000 to 56,000. 2017 and 18 season was also marked by high severity across all age groups, the first season where the CDC found that to be the case. Overall, the effectiveness of the seasonal flu vaccine for last season estimated to be about 40%. Hormonal contraception methods like the pill, patch, or injections are very effective as birth control, but they also have additional health benefits as well. A new study shows that estrogen-containing contraceptives may in fact lower the risk of ovarian cancer, even years after discontinuing use. Older birth control formulas with a high level of estrogen have showed a reduction in risk of ovarian cancer, but newer combined contraceptives that have estrogen and progestin are now showing an even lower risk. Well, whether it's sending one more email or taking one last call, many of us have found ourselves letting work consume our life even after we leave the office. Well, researchers have found that employees who are expected to check messages after hours experienced anxiety and relationship strain with their significant others. Doctors say it's because our brains are naturally wired for short periods of stress and long periods of recuperation. And when we take calls or emails from home, it interrupts our brain's recuperation time and putting us on edge all the time. The message here, create boundaries and find a healthy balance. Good advice. All right, let's get over to the kitchen now and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher to find out what's for lunch today. Judy?
Well, if you're looking for a quick idea for a midweek dinner that is company worthy, then you have come to the right station. Today I'm going to make a simple pasta dish using shrimp that's already cooked, cleaned, and frozen from Whole Foods. We're going to toss that in some homemade seasoning, very similar to like a Cajun rub or blackened rub. Add some garlic, burst some organic grape tomatoes and a little fennel, and I found some asparagus left over in my refrigerator. What do I always say? Add what's in your refrigerator. So there I found something to brighten it up a little bit. We'll bring it together with some fresh strained tomato sauce and we're ready to go. So stay with me throughout the hours. I bring you this simple blackened shrimp pasta dish that is worthy of any night of the week.
Honda, I like it.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans. And prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. There is no obligation and the book is free. Call or go online right now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Well, who needs cake when you can have pumpkin on your birthday? Check out these adorable twin cubs at the Pittsburgh Zoo pouncing on their treat. Zookeepers gave the pumpkin snacks to the tiger cubs for their special day. Andre and Tesha rolled and tugged those pumpkins around a little bit before eventually digging in, and we think it's safe to say they love pumpkins. Well, take a look at this guy. An injured turtle in Maryland has a new set of wheels. Vets got creative and used Legos to get him back on the move. The eastern box turtle was found struggling in a grassy area, likely hit by a car. Ultimately, the toy Legos were the perfect size to build a tiny wheelchair, and he's expected to be released within a year. And the Brevard Zoo's Sea Turtle Healing Center releasing their very first adult sea turtle back into the ocean this week. 200-pound Guacamole, as he was named. Made her way back to the water with a crowd of hundreds cheering her on. Guacamole was found stranded in Cocoa Beach with predator attack wounds back in February, but is now healthy and free again. Back to the kitchen now to check in again with Judy Gallagher. Judy?
So, to make your own blackening seasonings, what you're going to do is you're going to take dried thyme, hot paprika and smoked paprika, granulated garlic, a little cumin, a little cayenne. Work with the seasonings temperature-wise according to what you like, because some blackening mixes are really strong. You can also, of course, like I said, buy them already pre-made, but here's my mix, and I usually make up little bags. I'll like put 3 in the cupboard in my spice cabinet there. So we're just gonna toss these around. Now, since the shrimp is technically already cooked, this isn't gonna take much time. So we'll let the seasoning sit for a moment. I'm gonna take 3 cloves of minced garlic and just a little fresh fennel. Okay, so we'll get that in there. I'll save the fawns a little bit to garnish on top. And we'll give that a quick saute, probably about a minute in the pan with the garlic. Don't brown the garlic. When you brown garlic, it gets bitter, and that bitterness is gonna just go through the whole dish. So better just to make it translucent, which is almost like a clear look to it. A little more added granulated garlic. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little wine for the base of the pan, just a little white wine of medium type. So even a Sauvignon Blanc is gonna work really well. Oh, the aroma is really coming up. Now we're gonna add the shrimp. And what's gonna happen is the shrimp with the seasoning is gonna just kind of blend in there, a little butter in the pan, and just a drizzle of olive oil to hold the temperature of the butter. So, oh, this smells so good. So now in the next pan, you can also do these in the oven, but since I'm right here, I'm just gonna do it in the pan. I'm gonna just bring that temperature up. I'm gonna blister the tomatoes. That gives them that pop of flavor. It also releases the most important nutrients that you need to eat in tomatoes. So for that alone, we'll get that started. I'm gonna sprinkle in just a little more blackening seasoning, and I use a fork so you can dust it. See how easy that is? So when we come back, we're gonna add a little chicken stock, we're gonna add the pasta, some tomatoes, and we'll mix it all up, and it will be a nice dinner for anybody you want to invite over.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection, like KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Coming up, the latest on today's Senate Judiciary Committee questioning of Christine Blasey Ford and Brett Kavanaugh. Plus, Suncoast Sarasota Military Academy students are lending a helping hand to Hurricane Florence victims. And 2018 World Rowing Masters Regatta officially underway today. We'll take a look at this morning's races. Your Suncoast News continues.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Right now, the Judiciary Committee in the Senate is hearing and evaluating the allegations of sexual assault against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. The spotlight now on Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who says she felt compelled by her civic duty to come forward and share her experience from more than 30 years ago. Lana Zach is at the Capitol with more.
For this committee,
for the first time,
the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
America heard from Dr. Christine Blasey Ford in her own words.
I am here today not because I want to be. I am terrified. I am here because I believe it is my civic duty.
Telling the Senate Judiciary Committee about how, as a 15-year-old girl in the early 1980s, she feared for her safety.
I believed he was going to rape me.
Naming her alleged assailant, another high school student, Brett Kavanaugh.
Brett's assault on me drastically altered my life. For a very long time, I was too afraid and ashamed to tell anyone these details.
Accompanying Blasey Ford, friends who traveled across the country to support her. But with continued death threats against her family, they remained hidden today.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Kavanaugh has got to go.
Outside the Capitol and in the hallways of the Senate, impassioned protesters on both sides. Two different images of the young Brett Kavanaugh have emerged. One, a hard-partying drinker accused of sexual assault. The other, a high school virgin and community leader.
I was focused on academics and athletics, going to church every Sunday at Little Flower.
In an interview on Fox, Kavanaugh categorically denied the allegations. But now the number of named accusers is up to 3 women, as Kavanaugh maintains his innocence. Only the first of those 3 named accusers is testifying here, but another, Debbie Ramirez, passed along this message to Blasey Ford, writing, "They want us to feel alone and isolated, but I'm there wrapping my arms around you, and I hope you feel the people of this nation wrapping their arms around all of us." Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
And for the latest on today's hearing, plus breaking news and your forecast, you can download our apps. Look for WWSB or My Suncoast in your app store. Sarasota County Schools hosting Fall College Night this evening in Sarasota. This is a great opportunity for local high school students and their parents to meet representatives from more than 80 colleges and universities across the country. Students considering the military will also have a chance to speak with various military academies and recruiters. College Night begins at 6 p.m. at Roberts Arena at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds. And for more information, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Happening now, students at the Sarasota Military Academy are doing their part to help victims of Hurricane Florence. Charter schools are partnering with Paws and Warriors and Camp for Heroes, collecting non-perishable items to be given out to first responders and residents in North Carolina affected by the storm. Donations will be collected at the high school campus on Orange Avenue in Sarasota from now until October 4th between 2 and 3:30 each afternoon, and then at the middle school campus off Fruitville Road from 4 to 6 p.m. A nice effort there to help those still in need, as flooding is still kind of a big issue still up there in parts of North and South Carolina.
Oh, it's going to be months and months, if not years, for rebuilding there. Yeah, absolutely right. So we have pretty quiet conditions here across the Suncoast right now. Certainly no hurricanes threatening the state of Florida. In fact, even in the next 5 to 7, maybe even 10 days, don't see much that's going to be impacting us tropically speaking. But certainly there's a beautiful blue sky to start the morning off in Lakewood Ranch. A few fair weather clouds building from time to time, but really kind of sparse. Normally on a summer day, you'd see that picture there on the webcam, completely filled with clouds looking out toward Lakewood Ranch, but not the case today. Some drier air worked its way in. The sea breeze will build in response to daytime heating, but won't be as productive as it might normally be because of that drier air. And with winds shifting to the south this afternoon, I think most of the storms will follow a pattern very similar to yesterday, kind of riding along the sea breeze front instead of the winds pushing that sea breeze front back to the coast. Right now, a lot of sunshine, as you can see on satellite view there. Temperatures responding to that sunshine into the upper 80s most everywhere, except right along the immediate coast. Longboat Key coming in at 84. Everybody else coming in at 87 or better. And as we head into the second half of the afternoon, I think we'll probably see a daytime high temperature about 90, maybe low 90s. And then about a 30% chance of showers building later in the day, probably around the middle of drive time, beginning in inland areas and kind of focusing in inland areas, though a few of the showers could work their way back to the coast. I think as sun sets across the Sun Coast at 7:21 today, we'll see the showers and thunderstorms kind of rapidly diminish in number and in intensity. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a second, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Happening today, Nathan Benderson Park hosting the 2018 World Rowing Masters Regatta. The racing began this morning at the North Sarasota County facility. The regatta consists of 4.5 days of intense rowing challenges. Nearly 700 competitors are here on the Sun Coast from all over the world racing for those world championships. The racing continues through this Sunday, so you have time to get out there and cheer them on. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the All-Face Food Bank will be hosting its first ever Autumn Harvest event. It'll take place at the Food Bank's newly expanded warehouse on Blakey Court in East Sarasota from 6:30 until 10 p.m. To find out more on the ticket prices, look for this story on our website, mysuncoast.com. All right, back to the kitchen now. Check in again with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Okay, so we have our blackened shrimp. Remember, we're using the shrimp that's already comes frozen and cooked. I've left the tails on, but by all means, you can take the tails off. It's just, when you're eating at home, I love to pick at food. I love ribs, I love chicken wings, I love anything that I can just kind of pick at. And so I have no problem getting in there with those shrimp tails. But if you want to be a little more formal, you can remove them. Now, the tomatoes started to blister. Look at these beautiful colors. Orange, yellow, red, just so deep and delicious. So that's going to extract the flavor. Now what we want to do is we want to take our pasta. Now, if you're eating gluten-free, there's a fabulous chickpea pasta that you can get now. It's called Banza, and they sell them in most markets, and it's really delicious because we have it at our house a lot. I love pasta. I prefer white pasta like I'm making today, but it definitely is healthier for you if you go gluten-free. If you need to, you can add just a little bit of chicken stock just to bring that flavor up. And it's also gonna just release more of the blackening seasoning and that fennel. Don't forget we have fennel in here. So for the last 2 or 3 minutes, we're gonna add either fresh strained tomatoes or a box. I love the Pommi strained tomato. It just gives it really good flavor. So what we want to do is we're going to cook this down, reduce it just slightly, give it a taste, and if it needs a little more seasoning, we can add that. Or if it's a little too spicy, you can cut it down just with a little half and half. Last thing we do is some fresh parsley. And we'll have it both ways today. We'll have it the tangy way with the tomato sauce, and then we can just have it with the white wine sauce. So either way, it's going to be delicious. Shop your fridge. You can put things like broccoli in here. I put asparagus, even some green beans. Just steam them slightly so they still have a crisp, and then you're going to be all set. So let's plate this up. Get ready for a taste in just a few minutes. And I will remind you, this recipe is on mysuncoast.com/dining. And when we come back, I'll tell you about our recipe and our gift card contest. We'll be back in just a few moments for the first taste.
This fall, experience golf at a higher level, where the courses are exceptionally beautiful and incredibly challenging on Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Enjoy unlimited golf, including cart and range balls from $112 a day. Beautiful, deadly, irresistible. Is your game ready for the trail? Call 800-949-4444 or visit rtjgolf.com for tee times and get your game on the trail.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too.
Gettle's got it.
Visit Gettle.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on MySuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at MySuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A lot of sunshine out there at the reporting station, 87 degrees the air temperature, dew point at 73. Can't wait to see those dew points drop back down into the 60s. That's going to be a nice day when that happens. We have about a 30% chance of seeing some showers a little bit later on today. Air aloft has dried out a tad, so I think the number of storms that we get will be fewer in number. The sea breeze pushing inland, as it tends to do. Under light winds, we'll have a hard time being pushed back to the coastline until the sun kind of falls. Until the sun the heating of the day kind of dissipates a little bit, and then the whole circulation of the sea breeze front will collapse, and then it will move back to the coast. But we don't have a strong east wind pushing things back to the coast very strongly, so a lot of the activity will be occurring in inland areas today. A few of the storms will build back toward the coastline. We'll see that happen, but for the most part, heaviest of rain, as we saw yesterday, will fall in inland areas. Got some 2-inch rainfalls yesterday in inland locations. Closer to the coastline, the rainfall in a lot of places was measured in the 1/10 of an inch. So we have two storms that we continue to monitor, this one and this one. This one, which was Leslie, is disturbance 1, still forecast to become stronger. It's a good hefty gale right now. It could transition into a subtropical or tropical system. Even if it does, it's going to meander out here in the Central Gulf, not a big player. Kurt is looking kind of interesting. In the last few frames of the visible satellite imagery, you can kind of see the vortex of the circulation moving away from the majority of the thunderstorm activity. It was co-located earlier, now it's separated, and consequently a good indication of the upper level shear beginning to just tear the system apart. The forecast by the computer models continues to take this system toward the Canary Islands, areas of St. Lucia, Barbados, Martinique, probably getting gale force winds a little bit later on, or not, tropical storm force winds a little bit later on today. And then as this system moves to the west, it encounters more and more shear and strong winds aloft that tear it apart. So by Sunday, it probably just falls apart and completely washes away. Staying far away from Florida, you'll never even know that it's on the maps. Forecast for us calls for this wind shifting to the west at about 5 to 10. A little bit later on this afternoon. Should be a pretty nice day for boating, I would think. 2-foot seas, light chop out there on bay and inland waters. Of course, you will be dealing with the red tide. We had a 9:06 low tide. High tide comes at 2:50. Another low tide coming at 9:05 this evening. forecast looks like this. We have a daytime high topping out in the low 90s today. Rain chance diminishing over the next several days. May even be able to get rid of it completely on Saturday as the drier air and high pressure both build in. And then as we head into next week, we'll up the rain chance a little bit as moisture returns, but we'll keep the temperatures warmer than average. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. For the third time this year, the Federal Reserve is raising the interest rate. This time it's by 1/4 percentage point to a range of 2 to 2.25%. The hike is likely to impact the cost of housing, cars, student loans, even the interest on your credit card. Mary Maloney has a closer look at what changes you can expect to see.
Housing, cars, student loans, and your credit card. Get ready to see interest rates on all go up. The Federal Reserve has raised the interest rate to a range of 2 to 2.25%, saying the economy is strong.
Growth is running at a healthy clip. Unemployment is low. The number of people working is rising steadily, and wages are up.
Economic experts say nearly everyone will see interest rates go up.
If you've got a car loan, you've got a credit card, you're going to have to start paying more money each month.
They also say people with variable mortgage rates will also see changes in the long term. And if you rent, experts say landlords may pass down those costs to you.
We've got prices increasing in all of the economy. If the price for the landlord goes up, that also means the price for the tenant goes up.
Certain car and student loans may also be impacted. Since 2008, interest rates have been close to zero as part of the Fed's strategy to get out of the recession. As the economy improved, the Fed has been increasing rates little by little.
This gradual return to normal is helping to sustain this strong economy for the longer run benefit of all Americans.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Well, sometimes things come full circle. In recent years, we've seen brick and mortar retail stores closing up, many of them, as they struggle to compete with Amazon. But now Amazon is increasingly opening its own physical stores. The latest store is called Amazon 4-Star, and it opens its New York location today. It will only sell Amazon's highest rated items. Everything in the store is either top seller, rated 4 stars plus, or is new and trending online. One major fast food chain is doing its best to jump on the healthy meals bandwagon, the Golden Arches of McDonald's. On a mission to eliminate artificial ingredients from its menu, even the Big Mac special sauce is getting a makeover. 7 classic burgers will no longer include artificial preservatives, flavors, or coloring. The change affects every part of the sandwich, from the bun to the cheese and the sauce. The only item not changing is the pickle, which does contain a little bit of artificial preservative. Uber is paying up $148 million in connection to the 2016 data breach. The investigation proved thieves stole information from about 57 million users on the rideshare company. Now, the breach was not revealed for a year, and that's when Uber admitted it paid the hackers to destroy the stolen data. Florida will receive $8.2 million in the settlement. It's the biggest multi-state data breach settlement in history. In addition to this payment, Uber says it will improve safety measures like data security. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Chef Judy in the kitchen, and then Sarasota County Parks and the Orioles teaming up for a Halloween movie night. All of the details coming up.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Now here we have it, two different versions. One that I made more traditional to the recipe is with the strained tomatoes, fresh organic grape tomatoes in various colors, a little asparagus that I had in the fridge, garnished with some lemon. Of course, we took that shrimp that was frozen and cooked, cut our prep time down probably by half, made a little homemade blackening seasoning, or you can buy it. They even have Drum Circle seasoning coming off Siesta Keys brand, and some in a white wine sauce. Again, the recipe is on mysuncoast.com/dining, and don't forget, every Wednesday we draw a name to win a $50 gift card to one of our participating restaurants. All you have to do is sign up for the culinary newsletter that comes out every week. It tells you where to dine, what to cook, and everything that's happening flavor-wise in town. I'm going to enjoy a little lunch, and I'll save some for you guys too.
Thank you so much, Judy. Coming up later today on ABC 7 News at 4, in less than a week, the city of Sarasota will be taking ownership of a number of parks. We'll hear what changes people can expect to see. Plus, what proposed changes are coming to the Sable Trace Golf Course in Northport. We'll hope you join us later today on ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper star in A Star is Born, and police in Los Angeles are investigating a break-in at Rihanna's home. ABC's Jason Nathanson has a closer look at what's happening in Hollywood.
Tell me something, girl. What do you call Lady Gaga when she's on your film set? Lady Gaga? Her real name's Stephanie? At the Hollywood premiere this week of her new movie, A Star is Born, her director and co-star Bradley Cooper was asked about that.
She goes by whatever she tells you. I mean, there is no movie without her, period.
A Star is Born is getting major Oscar buzz. It hits theaters next weekend.
This is our home.
This is our home.
This is our home. This is where we're supposed to-
Actress Elizabeth Olsen has a lot of choices when it comes to roles in Hollywood. So why did she choose Facebook for her new show, Sorry for Your Loss, in which she plays a grieving widow? She says it made sense since Facebook is a place where people already gather.
What I know about Facebook is that it's a place where people find out about births and they find out about deaths. It's a community for those big experiences in people's lives and these big moments.
Sorry for Your Loss is running now on Facebook Watch. Police in Los Angeles are looking into a possible break-in at Rihanna's Hollywood Hills home, the second this year. A glass back door was apparently smashed. No word what might have been taken. The singer was not home at the time. And happy birthday today to Gwyneth Paltrow, the Oscar-winning actress and Goop founder, turns 46. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
University of Minnesota is awarding Prince an honorary degree for his influence on music and his role in shaping Minneapolis, his hometown. The school's highest honor, the Doctorate of Humane Letters, will be presented to Prince's sister.
Proud Minnesotan, living and working here when many others in his position would have moved to entertainment industry centers like Los Angeles or New York City.
The university had been preparing to present it to Prince himself before he died of an accidental painkiller overdose in 2016. Well, today is Free Tervis Tumbler Day in Florida. The Venice-based company giving away 10,000 exclusive tumblers today only. All you have to do is sign the hashtag Take Your Tervis Pledge to stop using disposable cups. Tervis officials say they are committed to making a positive impact on the environment and our oceans by reducing waste. As of late this morning, though, all the online offers have been snatched up already, so you'll have to stop by one of their stores while supplies last. And if you're looking for ways to get into the Halloween spirit with your family, Sarasota County Parks and the Baltimore Orioles will team up to present the Halloween Movie Night Spectacular. It's coming up Saturday, October 13th, starting at 5 p.m. You and your family can enjoy games, activities, photo opportunities, and a costume parade. And then at 7, it'll be a free screening of the movie Hocus Pocus right there on the outfield of the stadium. Admission and parking are both free. And take a look at this video that's now going viral. It's a seal slaps a man in the face with an octopus. I don't know how that happened, but the man was just kayaking along New Zealand coast with a group of friends when that seal surprised them. Everyone broke into laughter. The kayaker says this was a day he'll never forget. Feel bad for the octopus, but
good aim.
Yeah. Wow.
You wonder what was going on there in that
yeah.
seal's mind, you know? Just thinking, who is this guy in my fishing waters?
I know, exactly.
I don't know. So again, this afternoon, I think maybe a few thunderstorms around. Bob, of course, will be tracing those out on radar as they develop a little bit later on today.
All right, John, thank you. We're going to rejoin ABC's coverage of the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings right after this break. Thanks for joining us.